welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I made an iPad video, so here we go again. You guys seem to enjoy these videos and I still get more questions every single day. So once again in today's video I'll be going over my favourite things about using the iPad for trading and as a device in general. Hopefully this will give you a better idea if you want to pick one up or not. So if we go back to when I picked up my iPad, it was never primarily for trading on. I bought it to study alongside my laptop. When I bought it, apps like TradingView weren't great either, but over the years it has become a lot better and the experience has got closer to that of the web version, so you could use the iPad for trading now. Before, it wasn't quite there and you had to use your laptop. I think the best thing about the iPad Pro is how much of a solid overall device it is. Like, you can easily pick up a cheaper Android tablet, but you just know you will eventually start to see lag and it will slow down. I've had the iPad for over 5 years now and it is yet to slow down. I trade on it, I watch stuff on it, I use it to edit content like these videos. Battery still is great and so is the performance. I can only imagine how good the M4 is. In my opinion, you cannot go wrong with this device. Even if you were to get an older model like the M3, M2, M1, or even if you got an iPad Air or another iPad or a Mini. Maybe not the Mini because the display is too small to trade on, but any of the other iPads you won't have an issue. Again, one thing I will say is remember to look at the iPad as more of your secondary device rather than your main device. I cannot emphasize enough how a laptop will always be a better option for your main device. So if you're choosing between the two, always choose a laptop. But if you already have a laptop and you want to pick up a device that you can take on the go and quickly look at charts, then the iPad's a good option. As great as the iPad is, it still has its limitations, and in order to get closer to a laptop experience, you must be willing to spend a little bit more to get a keyboard. If you're not willing to get the Magic Keyboard, there are a lot of more alternatives now. Okay, so for you lot planning to buy the iPad for trading on, let's take a look at a few of the current apps I like to use. Before we continue with this video, I just want to talk about Galileo Effects. Galileo Effects is a trading robot that automates buying and selling in financial markets like forex, stocks and crypto. It connects to two popular trading platforms like MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 and follows the settings you choose to make trades. You decide how it trades and Galileo Effects handles the rest. You don't need any special skills to use it, which makes it a helpful tool for new traders. Trading can seem confusing, especially if you're just starting out. Galileo Effects helps new traders by simplifying the process. It automatically looks for trading opportunities, analyzes the market and places trades based on a preset plan. This means beginners don't need to know all the details about charts or market analysis to start trading. Galileo Effects also has a demo mode where you can practice trading with virtual money so you can learn without risking any real money. For more experienced traders, Galileo Effects offers more options to customize the trading robot so it can make different goals and risk levels. It's a tool that grows as you learn more about trading. Galileo Effects requires a one-time payment for lifetime access. This means that after your initial purchase, there are no recurring fees or additional charges. You own the software for life. Galileo Effects works by analyzing market trends and signals, then buying or selling based on those signals. It uses something called consecutive signals to spot good times to trade. You control its behavior by setting things like stop losses and take profits, and max orders to control the number of trades. These settings help reduce risk and improve consistency. Once it's set up, Galileo Effects monitors the market non-stop and places trades whenever your conditions are met. It's like having a trading assistant that follows your plans without needing a break. This makes trading easier and allows you to learn while you're watching a robot take action, whether you're practicing or trading with real money. Some of the key features include automated trading with no experience required, demo mode for practice without financial risk, pre-configured trading strategies, step-by-step installation and support, simplified risk management, community access for shared learning, no minimum investment requirements, and hands-off technical analysis. If you want to check out the Galileo Effects software, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. So the app I use most on my iPad is definitely TradingView. I like to quickly view charts and see how the market is performing during the day. Most of the time, once my analysis is done, I don't need to go on TradingView and analyze again. The only thing I really need to do is update the charts. Now, if you use TradingView as your main platform, the iPad is a great device. If you intend on opening up charts and analyzing them on the go, the iPad is great for that. However, it is still true that you should always do analysis on the largest display possible, because it's easier to identify price history, trends, key levels, and more. Another thing I would say is that you don't need to get the highest spec iPad to enjoy TradingView on it. Yes, it'll be slightly more enjoyable with a 120Hz display, but that won't be the reason your trades hit stop loss or TP, so focus more on that. Trading212 is another app I use a lot. This is more for investing in stocks and index funds. The app is just very straightforward and easy to use. I think at this point everyone has heard of Trading212 from ads. If you haven't checked it out yet, I'll recommend it, and it's very beginner friendly, and everything you will need is on the app to start investing. Things like depositing money, withdrawing money, and transaction fees are great on this app. So, if you're just starting out, it's a great platform to use. If you want to check it out, I will leave a link to it in the description below. Substack is another great app that I like to use. I like to read up on different newsletter articles and get different perspectives on the market. This may help you make a better trading decision, or you might simply decide to stick to your analysis and strategy, but I feel it's a great way to stay on top of the market without having to read and follow every single event and article. I'll be honest, when I bought the iPad, I thought it would be cool to use Meta on my iPad, but then I quickly realised it's so much easier to just use your phone. Things like closing positions, adjusting positions, it's so much easier to do on your phone rather than grabbing your iPad. In terms of charts and technical analysis, I've always used TradingView, so MetaTrade on my iPad becomes a bit useless to me. When it comes to accessories, you can almost turn the iPad into a laptop with the Magic Keyboard. But if you want to do that, you can just buy a laptop for the same price or cheaper. I've mentioned it before because I used the iPad with the Magic Keyboard. I forget it's a tablet, but it's a nice choice to have if you want to use it as a tablet or a laptop. If you don't want to spend £300 to £400 on an Apple Magic Keyboard, I'm sure you can find alternatives now with almost identical functionality. What I'll do is I'll find some and I'll leave some in the description below for you guys. The most popular question I'll probably get asked is how the Apple Pencil is on TradingView, or if you need the Apple Pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a completely transparent comparison of analysing a chart with my fingers and then using the Apple Pencil. So watching that, I'll let you guys decide if you'll be needing an Apple Pencil for your analysis. So hopefully this has given you a better insight onto what trading is like on the iPad. Now you can decide if you want one or not, but one thing I would say is don't buy it just for trading. Have some other things in mind that you might use it for. This will help you justify the price and purchase a lot more. But if you have a lot of money and are just bored, then just go ahead and buy it. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.